Hey guys, it's Penrose. Today I'll be showing you 5 new LEGO Marvel sets that were revealed, and they will be releasing January 1st. First is set 76336, the Spider-Man car versus Venomized Wolverine. It has 134 pieces, 2 minifigs, and will be retailing for $20 US. I won't bother talking about the Spider-Man because we've gotten that for years now and it hasn't changed yet, but the Venomized Wolverine is actually pretty cool. He has the full black cowl without yellow on it. He has the venomized face with the sharp teeth. And if you actually look on his torso, the symbiote going around the yellow is in the shape of a spider on the Wolverine torso, which I think is a nice addition. The Spider-Man car is nothing insane. It has spring-loaded missiles on the front and a giant rocket out of the back. You can actually see it from this angle. It is big. And I also like the inspiration of the MCU Iron Spider suit. We got the gold logo and the dark blue and gold accents running through the car. Next is set 76344, Epic Battle, Spider-Man vs. Sandman. It has 201 pieces, 3 minifigs, and will be retailing for $25 US. And this is actually the first Spider-Man 3 set we've ever gotten in like over 20 years, I think. Also, on the title of the set, I don't know why they put Epic Battle. That's a thing you'll see on the set after this, but it seems kind of unnecessary. And for the minifigures, we have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. This is the same version we got from the No Way Home Final Battle set. We have a minifigure Sandman from the Spider-Man 3 movie, which is nice because if you remember our last set with Sandman, it was the No Way Home version, but it was a buildable character. So now we also have all of the No Way Home villains as minifigures. And then we have probably the big draw to this set, the Topher Grace Venom, which is very cool to see. So far, I think the only characters we don't have from the Tobey Maguire trilogy are a new Willem Dafoe Green Goblin. We also need the new Goblin, the Harry Osborn version, and we also need a symbiote Spider-Man. We have never gotten a symbiote Spider-Man in a set, which is still crazy. Speaking of sets, this set has, as you would expect, it has the symbiote webbing going around the construction site, and then it has Sandman with the big sand base and hands to attack Spider-Man. I do think on the symbiote web in the middle here, they probably could have had Mary Jane, but they would have had to, of course, increase the price. It is just good to get a Spider-Man 3 set, though, because it's kind of an underrated movie. Next is set 76343, Epic Battle Hulkbuster vs. the Hulk. It has 1 minifig and 1 big fig, 413 pieces, and will be retailing for $50 US. The characters included are Iron Man and Hulk. The Iron Man is the Age of Ultron version, obviously, because it's an Age of Ultron set, but now he has arm printing, which I think really ties the figure together. He looks really detailed now. And for the Hulk, he has a new head print. He has the reddish eyes to show that he's being mind controlled. At base, when you're just looking at this, you're like, oh, this is just a remake of the Hulkbuster vs. Hulk. You'd be right. But the Hulkbuster here, I think, looks the best out of the ones we've gotten. It has a really smooth design. I think, it's closer to how a big fig looks, so that it's got that going for it. It also has the arm coming from the right from Veronica, so he can have that arm replacement to take on the Hulk. And then Hulk actually has pieces of the city that he can use to fight the Hulkbuster. Next is set 76342, Spider-Man vs. Mysterio, the Daily Bugle. It has 781 pieces, 7 minifigs, and will be retailing for $110 US. The characters included are Spider-Man, Miles Morales, who now has a new torso print, Spider-Gwen, a J. Jonah Jameson. It's technically a new figure. but it's just parts reused and pieced together for him. It has this really cool Venomized Captain America, and I just gotta say, if we got the regular version of this, since I can see the silver printing and dual molded legs, it could easily be the best Captain America. But one thing I do like about him is now he has his helmet piece in black. And since I'm a customizer for minifigures, I can see lots of uses for that. At least 3 or 4 different characters in mind right now. We also have this new Mysterio with awesome torso and leg printing. And he also has the rubber cape piece in like a magenta, and the skull you can kind of see underneath his dome, which I think is pretty cool. We also have the Rhino. This is our first comic Rhino since 2015. We have gotten a Rhino in between then from Spidey and His Amazing Friends, but this is a comic version. It has that same helmet piece from the Spidey and His Amazing Friends version, and then the head underneath is like this same Bruce Wayne slash Shang-Chi head that's been used on dozens of characters. Next up is the set. Right off the bat here you can see Rhino is in a mech suit. It's kind of weird. Since the horn is coming off of the minifigure, it's like a really small horn, so I don't know how much damage he's going to do with that. But the mech suit does look really cool. You can also see Mysterio using some green smoke, and he's actually flying. And then we have the Venomized Captain America hanging from like a traffic light. And then the Daily Bugle. We haven't gotten a Daily Bugle playset since like 2014, I want to say. And this will pair really well with that new Oscorp modular building we just got and the Peter Parker apartment. So I think if they have more play-scale modular Marvel buildings, you could have a really cool street with all the Marvel stuff. Then at the top you can see there's a news article about Spider-Man, and in the middle there's one about Mysterio. And there's also a news stand at the bottom right under all those ladders, the fire escape, and it has some cool printed story tiles on the front of that. At the back of the building, you can see the first level is the main lobby. There are 4 levels here. The second one looks like a printer and maybe a little drawer for newspapers and things. There's also, it could be a writing room for Peter to write stories, probably about himself and other Spider-Man villains. And then we have J. Jonah Jameson's office at the top. Last up is set 76334, the Collector's Edition Iron Man Mark III. It comes with 1,297 pieces, 1 minifig, and will be retailing for $130 US. The minifigure included is another Iron Man with arm printing. And since it's a collector's edition set, it better have arm printing because it's pretty good price tag on there. This is the Mark III suit, and it is easily the best version of the Mark III we've gotten. And I can't remember, I think it was either this Iron Man or the previous one has a new headpiece, and it has glasses, which I believe are the Edith glasses. As for the set, it's a giant Iron Man kind of like statue figure, but it still moves, so I guess not exactly a statue. But the shaping looks really good. It has the arc reactor and the repulsor. I hope that's printing and not stickers. The shape of the helmet looks really good, and the arms and legs are all posable, and then you have a nice stand to put them on for display. Overall, I think this wave is pretty good. We got some dope figures with that Venomized Captain America, the new Mysterio. Both Iron Man suits now have arm printing, and we got that cool Spider-Man 3 set, which will be selling awesome, especially with the Spider-Man 2 train set. And if we get a Spider-Man 1 set with the Green Goblin, our lives and our collections might just be complete if they don't, skimp out on a couple figures and we'll lose some characters. But other than that, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this wave. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want, you can always unsubscribe later. See you in the next one.